I was going to try the other exit. Anton! Come on, Ricky. You gotta understand. That lovely lady picked up and even took the time to hand-deliver that handkerchief to me after I dropped it. There's no way I could leave such an important treasure behind. I guess. Too bad you didn't confess your love to her on the spot, though. Then we'd just be able to go home right now. Wait a minute, Ricky. Are you implying that I was guaranteed to be rejected? Why are you always so cruel to me, even when I'm suffering? Well, I don't care. I'm gonna go back and get it. You can go ahead of me if you're that impatient. Anton went and fell for that pretty maid, which comes as no surprise, knowing him. And just like always, he's spent the past week too scared to actually tell her how he feels. Still, given everything that's going on, we're heading back to the Burl for now. I can't believe he left something behind at a time like this, though. I can. Oh well, that's Anton for you. I'll be going then. I'll see you at Heimdall's airport. Try not to miss your flight, okay? Of course I won't. Okay, well, I guess no one's in here.
First, Corellia Fortress gets annihilated. Then Crossbell declaring independence effectively cuts the railroad in half.
Are you Angelica's voice actress?
It's been exhausting to deal with all the changes to the timetable these past few days.
I can only imagine how much all of this has impacted the running of the railways. Especially the Transcontinental Railroad not being quite so transcontinental anymore. That caused plenty of confusion.
Well, fortunately for us, running more trains on the Kreutzen Main Line has been enough to avoid too many problems at home. Unfortunately, we've got no idea what's going on in Crossbell.
Yeah.
Most of Crossbell doesn't have any idea what's going on in Crossbell, so you're not special.
We haven't heard anything from Lecter since he went there either.
That doesn't sound good. I hope he's okay.
Oh, he'll be fine. It'd take more than they could muster to kill him.
Anyway, we should probably be moving along. It doesn't look like Crow came through here after all.
Oh, you're looking for Crow? Come to think of it, I thought I saw someone who looked like him. It was about an hour ago.
Oh.
Really?
Well, I didn't really get a good look, to be honest. There were a lot of people milling around in the station, and I wasn't exactly looking for him.
I guess that's another lead that ended up going nowhere. It's almost time for the Chancellor's speech to start. We should get back to the Academy.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain I saw Crow boarding the train to Heimdall about an hour ago. Things have been pretty hectic here, though, so I'm not entirely sure. Sorry about that. Why? Can I get the handkerchief for Anton? Surely he was staying here. It'd be kind of funny if I could. Nothing in this room. Nope. You follow a guy on YouTube that consistently calls him Lecter instead of Lecter? Oh no. I'm sure there are a bunch of people whose names I mispronounce, but that one I get. Like, I'm pretty sure Jonah, you're supposed to say Yona, but I refuse. So we can all just deal with that. I think Jonah sounds better than Yona. I'm sorry. And then I would just always be thinking of Yona of the Dawn. Highways Beyond here, I should stay away from it for now. Whatever. Don't judge me for how I say Jonah. I like Jonah. You're slightly stunned. I acknowledge that the game pronounced it Yona. And then I moved on. However, if once the English pronunciation like starts saying Yona, I might switch. If he comes up in a later game that is voiced in English, I might get over it. Things have gotten much more complicated at work ever since Crossville declared independence. Unfortunately, this means that we'll be inconveniently clients who usually inconveniencing words. Clients who usually depend on us. Why can I not speak today? While I've made sure we've taken the appropriate measures, there's only so much we can do in a position like this. All we can do now is wait for Chancellor Osborne's speech. You know someone who calls Ren Renee and never went back? I used to call Ren Renee because I hadn't heard someone say her voice, and then I learned it was Ren, and that I am okay with saying. I embrace Ren. I don't embrace Yona. Emil said that he finds it hard to study with things the way they are. I understand how he feels too. I can't even relax at home when things are like this. I want to do as much as I can for my children, but I'm not really sure how exactly to go about that. I planned on showing up at Sunday school for once, but apparently they're on hiatus. The current situation has Mom and Dad feeling nervous too, which makes it somewhat hard for me to focus. Okay, we have now officially spoken to everyone, I think. Probably. I don't think there's anywhere else I could go.
Oh, it's you.
Patrick?
Patrick, what are you doing here? I thought you would have gone back home.
Well, we don't have any classes today, so I was just resting in my room. Sure, I've been told to return home, repeatedly at this point. But as a member of the Four Great Houses, what dignity would I have were I to turn tail and run home at a time like this?
Good for you, Patrick.
Don't underestimate me, Schwarzer.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't dream of it. Is Class 1 planning on listening to the National Address too?
We are. Personally, I can't stand the man, but we are in the middle of a national crisis. Those of us who elected to remain at the Academy are having a radio set up to hear the broadcast together.
Right.
You've got some strange classmates, though. Especially that second year. I know Heimdall's not all that far from Trista, but I'm not sure why he'd bother going to hear the speech in person.
What are you talking about?
That Crow fellow.
Oh, did I do things out of order?
I met him outside the station this morning.
I definitely did things out of order.
Oh, he didn't tell you? When I inquired, he said he wanted to hear the Chancellor's speech in person.
Huh. I wouldn't have expected him to suddenly take an interest in politics. Well, at least we know where he went now.
Is Crow going to assassinate the Chancellor?
I guess that must have been Crow in the station earlier after all.
Seems like it.
I haven't a clue what you're babbling on about. Anyway, it's almost noon now. Shouldn't you be running along? You'll miss the broadcast.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's get going, Milliam. Everyone else is waiting in the classroom.
Okay.
Genuinely concerned that Crow is about to assassinate the Chancellor. Oh god. Save? I don't know which of these saves I want to save after. That's the after party. You know what? I'll care about that later. Just new save. New save. I have so many saves now. I need a labeling system for my saves.
The clock's about to strike noon in Heimdall, with the Chancellor set to take the stage for his national address. With the situation in Crossbell and the destruction of Gorelia Fortress still fresh in the national consciousness, the message he has today will undoubtedly shape the future of Erebonia and with it our lives. A reporter is joining us now live from Dreikel's Plaza.
Sounds
I don't like
he's
this
about to
music.
start.
Or this drum.
Oh, I hate this. I've got butterflies in my stomach.
That was the loudest gulp I have ever heard in my life from Elliot.
This is Misty, coming to you live from Heimdall.
Huh? Why is Misty...
Oh, it's the host from Abendheim.
At least that's a reassuring voice to hear at a time like this.
How? Emma?
What's wrong?
The woman talking on the radio, she's... You all know her?
Oh, Misty? Of course. She hosts the radio show Abendheim every Sunday night at 9.
I've seen her out and about in Trista, too. She always looks so fashionable.
Oh, that's right. Even though I picked Emma's thing to save, Emma never actually met Misty because she was chasing the bird.
Though, considering Abendheim is broadcast by Radio Trista, it makes sense that's where she'd be.
Huh?
Do you know her or something?
The Chancellor's standing at the podium, and it looks like he's about ready to begin. Let's hear what he has to say.
Citizens of Heimdall, fellow countrymen, Erebonians far and wide, I thank you for your attention. I am Gileath Osborne, your Chancellor and the acting representative of the Imperial Government.
That's a lot of tanks. I don't see Crow.
We stand today in the face of an uncertain future. All of you, I'm sure, are aware of what has transpired in recent weeks. Crossbell, our erstwhile province, has defiantly declared its independence, and as its parting shot, frozen the assets entrusted to them by the hard-working men and women of Erebonia. As we have moved to safeguard our national interests, armed conflicts have broken out on our borders. Our enemies point to this as an example of Erebonian aggression, but nothing could be further from the truth. We acted in accordance with our duties as a colonial power. All we have done as is our sovereign right. The Imperial hand may be firm, but it is fair. These traitors, however, have shown the world that they are neither. With an unknown weapon of mass destruction, they have annihilated Gorelia Fortress, the stronghold that has long protected the very gates of this country. I ask you, brothers and sisters of the Empire, do we allow such an odious act to go unpunished? Do we sit idle as the pride and dignity of our great nation is spat upon and trampled underfoot? We cannot, we must not, and we will not. With blood and with iron, we shall mete out justice.
I love that what he's saying is pretty much the same as, like, Dieter's speech.
Listen to him go.
Well, he's quite the orator, that's for sure.
Well, he's certainly not out to upend my expectations.
Milliam? What are you doing?
Nope, can't get through. No surprise there, I guess.
Who are you trying to call?
What is all this about?
Oh, it's part of my mission. The most important part, actually.
Oh?
If only I'd caught on a little sooner. But considering he managed to outwit Claire, Lecter, and even Gramps, I suppose Crow's earned this victory.
What?
What does Crow have to do with this?
Huh. So that's your angle. You came because you had a potential lead on C and you couldn't look into it from the outside. Is that it?
Oh.
What?
As in the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front?
But he's dead, isn't he?
The Intelligence Division looked at all of C's actions so far and drew up a list of potential suspects. And one possibility we couldn't dismiss was that he had ties to this academy somehow. But after C and his cronies got blown up aboard their airship in the mine, we thought it was a moot point. Looks like we spoke too soon, though. I can't believe how bad we screwed this up.
Are you seriously suggesting that it's Crow? That it's been him all along?
Oh my god, and that's why he wasn't with us for that fight? It wasn't a cave-in?
Crow was with us in the mine right up until he went with the miners to escort them back to the surface, right?
Yeah, and then his route back ended up blocked off by a cave-in, so he wasn't able to reach us until later.
But what if he actually used another route to get there ahead of us?
Then fought us wearing that masked helmet and cape.
Before making it look like he boarded the airship, then sneaking back around to join the others like nothing happened.
Madness. No one would stake their entire plan on such a precarious stunt.
Perhaps we can read the evidence that way, but there are a few leaps in logic that bother me.
Besides, remember when the terrorists escaped from Gorelia Fortress? We heard C talking to us. And not just then. He was addressing us just before the airship exploded in the mine, too.
That's true, on both counts.
And Crow was with us the whole time during everything that went down in Gorelia. He never left our sight.
Right. No mistaking it.
My name is Seath,
But that could have just been a recording.
leader of the Imperial Liberation Front. The hammer of judgment shall fall again. I'm ready. Are you?
Yeah, there's no way he could be...
He could have recorded a message in advance and played it back.
Oh.
And the airship that exploded? It could have been controlled remotely. His alibi seems airtight. But once you account for things like that, it starts looking pretty questionable.
Well, dang.
Yep. And if C's still alive, that means the other ringleaders probably are too.
Then right now, Crow is...
Oh no.
He said he was headed to Draco's Plaza, didn't he?
Is he really there to assassinate the
If
Chancellor?
a skilled sniper has their eye on you, you let your guard down for even a second and bang, you're dead. If he's the one who shot down the airship in the mine...
Then it's checkmate for the Chancellor. Crow's already won.
We stand at the brink of nothing less than a national crisis. In such tumultuous times, we must set aside our differences. We must look past the ideologies that divide us. I will not deny the rift that has grown between the reformist and noble factions, especially in recent times. But how childish, how insignificant such squabbles seem when the enemy marshals its strength beyond our borders. I have met with His Majesty the Emperor, and have secured permission to embark on the course we now must. Thus, in the name of the Emperor, and as the representative of the Imperial Government, I hereby proclaim
Well, dang. It makes sense that he's C, because his name is Crow.
Empire's full military might
But still.
shall be gathered together from all branches and divisions to deliver unto Crossbell a swift response to their impudence and to form a bulwark against the threat from the east.
Go finish your speech in hell.
Crow, no. Aren't you on the cover of my copy of the next game? Misleading.
Well played, Armbrust.
Well, that was anticlimactic. And there's our coup de grace. Now, just have to add the finishing touches.
Hands in the air!
Well, dang. Didn't even give him a chance to comply, just shot him in the head.
It really was you all along. To think, all the time we spent searching for the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, and he was right under our noses. Crow Armbrust from the Jirai SEZ.
Aw, and here I thought I'd managed to cover my tracks like a real pro. So, who put all the pieces together? I bet it was Arundel, wasn't it?
We just received confirmation a short while ago. If you hadn't been so difficult to pin down, we would have had this investigation finished up already.
You really should not close your eyes while you're talking to Crow. He might kill you.
How could you? How could you?
You know, this really brings back the memories. It's a lot like when Jirai was annexed by the Empire 8 years ago. You let your guard down, you lose. That's how your boss's favorite little game works, isn't it? Well, he lost. And now he won't be playing any of his games again. Ever.
You! Get on the ground! I don't know how you managed to plan all of this, but you'll tell us eventually. I'll see to that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What?